Alright, guys, new week, new piece of data. We do have a lot of things to talk about, guys. In terms of the Bitcoin dominance chart, we are formulating some crazy piece of price action. Now, that's not really price action, that's just data in terms of what crypto asset is dominant at what single time. But, guys, Ethereum and others' market dominance has really started shaping up, and it has really started taking up a certain pattern, guys, which I have been talking about in this channel constantly, guys. So without any ado, let's go for the first piece of information. We have the Bitcoin dominance chart itself, guys. Now this is another weekly candle closure in terms of having a red, guys. We have been closing the previous 6 weekly candles in terms of rejecting this entire trend to the downside, which means that altcoins are single-handedly strengthening to the upside constantly, and most likely altcoins are single-handedly pulling your portfolio to the upside rather than Bitcoin itself. So, guys, this is when, now this was the key inflection point where most of the portfolio shifting would have taken place across the entire market, guys, as Bitcoin went from, let's just say, $6,000 all the way to $6,000. That is when most of the portfolio, most of the sector rotations started taking place, and most of the capital rotations, they started jumping into some altcoin pairs. This is when your altcoins against Bitcoin started getting strengthful rather than altcoins against USD itself, guys. And we are well, in terms of the USD price action itself, we are looking at quite interesting things happening as well. So, guys, but your trend remains to the downside for this one like crazy, and this is yet another successful candle closure bit of this trend. Now, guys, could we be aligning with some kind of areas of significance? Yeah, we are back into some areas of historical significance right here, guys. So basically the dominance is at 50. Now in the small time frames, I do expect Bitcoin dominance to shape up and have a little, let's just say, little kind of reaccumulation to sideways. This is not really price action, guys, this is data, but we could have some sideways chop around this region onto the 50 levels, because, guys, 50, let's just be honest, 50 is completely, it's a historical level. It's a historical level on Bitcoin dominance. So what could we be looking at? Could we be looking at some potential upside in the small time frames? Now, guys, I was talking about how Bitcoin and Ethereum could go to the upside during the weekend, as these areas do not have much sell side pressure going on towards them. And we did see that, guys. We did see Bitcoin moving all the way towards 53k and Ethereum going all the way towards 240. $2,450, guys. I mentioned that trade in the Discord channel, guys. Invites in the description. Come to the Discord group. I do constantly post all the crypto analytics and Bitcoin analytics as well. That could be pretty insightful to your own analysis as well. So, guys, what am I looking at here is just a simple sideways consolidation for the dominance as a whole itself, and then we could if we continue down below from these levels, guys, I would certainly expect, as most of the crypto market participants would expect, Ethereum against BTC to completely leave the current ranges, and head towards all the way at 6.2 million satoshis per Ethereum, guys. Now that is what is likely if we start losing out of this level right here. Now, if we are going to be constantly hovering to the sideways onto these levels, onto the 50 dominance on Bitcoin, this would mean that Ethereum could particularly get reaccumulated in these regions, and it could squeeze until a point where we do have a breakout for the USD price action itself. And, guys, we are looking clear at 4k to 5k Ethereum happening somewhere around July to August, guys. Most likely, if this trend continues to the downside like this, yep, we could be looking at some crazy valuations on Ethereum. Now, that's not a far-fetched opinion, guys, as the next information I have for you is the others dominance, others.d. This is the dominance for all the other cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin. And, guys, look at what we're having. We are having that step breakout, guys. We are having an inverted head and shoulder breakout coming out for this zone as well. Now, you do know my opinion on these kind of pattern formulations in the bull market, guys. In this particular bull run, these are they're very strong. We did see this pattern in Polkadot, hovering at all the way towards the $15 levels and shooting up, not stopping until $40 levels. We saw the same pattern on Solana as well. Now, when this price range broke to the upside on Solana, we were somewhere around the $15 levels, and when it broke to the upside, guys, we are still trending onto the $40 levels on Solana, guys. Now that's crazy, right? Now these patterns are quite significant. Now we are looking at this kind of pattern in the entire market capital dominance other than Bitcoin, which means that altcoins are going to be significantly strengthful, guys. Significant strength going to be driving all altcoins prices to the upside. Now, it really depends on the perspective. Most of the people, as the Bitcoin dominance goes to the downside and Bitcoin against US dollar goes to the downside, most of the rational people, rational traders will be looking at altcoins against BTC, guys. Just that's what is going to be the key for the coming months. We're going to be focusing, we're going to be emphasizing more on the altcoins against BTC pair rather than the USD pair itself, guys. USD pairs on the markets will stay undecided for a very long time until Bitcoin is able to resolve these particular ranges, right? So guys, now this one looks to me quite real, and this suggests the fact that we are looking at some crazy kind of strength, which is going to be driving the altcoins against BTC price action to the upside, right? Now guys, this is the Ethereum dominance trend, and this is shaping up quite exactly as to how the Ethereum BTC price action is formulating itself in the market, right? This is quite similar. Now, the Ethereum BTC price action is somewhere around to these regions, but the dominance is standing at 15%. Now guys, ever since the bottom right here of the bear market, Ethereum's dominance in the market has gone up by 100%, right? Now this is yet to go to the upside. Now this feels like this is a pattern under development, and you are constantly maintaining your lows which are higher than your previous lows. Every single time you're driving out of this trend line, you are setting in a higher low, guys, which means that yep, your trend is most likely going to continue to the upside all the way until we see some key inflection price action behavior in Bitcoin itself, guys. That is when market could start taking some other shape. But as far as the dominance goes on Ethereum's price action itself and the market capital itself, guys, this looks to me like, yeah, you are completely fine for yet another trend, for another, I guess, let's just say 10% in terms of the dominance. Now, Ethereum pulling on a 10% dominance move to the upside would mean that, yeah, you're going to be gaining a significant chunk of the entire crypto capital markets, right? Now, guys, Ethereum against BTC is breaking out of key significant level, which means that the risk to reward opportunities are going to shift more towards the high cap, guys, high caps. Now, remember, this is how the hierarchy goes. Bitcoin is going to top first, and then Ethereum is going to top it, or Ethereum is going to get into a choppy range, and then the capital would start flowing into some mid coins and some low cap coins, right? But until then, you let Ethereum trend, man. You simply sit on the sidelines and not be really greedy for the other altcoins as Ethereum trends to the other side. Most of the altcoins are gonna shit their pants, and guys, look, most of the people are also gonna simply get back into Ethereum, watch that trend complete, and then maybe allocate their capital into different things, right? Until then, we are looking at Ethereum's significant price action in the coming weeks and the days. Now guys, next piece of information are the charts itself, and look, what do we have? We have a confirmation bearish cross right here. Now guys, this bearish cross on the daily time frame, I was talking about this as this formula itself right here, and this is the kind of fractal we are most likely, guys, this is what we are dealing with most likely, right? You look at this rectangle right here, this rectangle right here. Now this was key reaccumulation zones similar to this one right here, guys. We got accumulated on the daily time frame with a bearish cross below this one, and we set in some sort of base right here, and then we extrapolated the price action move to the upside, and then it was further continuation. As far as the price action goes on the current times, we are dealing with completely, well, let's just not say this is going to be completely similar to this one right here, as well, you were formulating these piece of price action at the $8,000 levels. We are currently at 60,000. Certainly the dynamics have shifted, and a lot of sentiment has also shifted, guys. And guys, the fear and greed index, it got down all the way towards 27%, guys, onto these levels on Bitcoin price action yesterday. Which means that, yes, this was an opportunity right here. We could be formulating, guys. I was talking about 47,000 levels to be your key significant level of interest as to this entire pattern breakdown, guys. Now, we did come back to these levels, right? This level should hold up. This level should hold up. Well, we fell quite short of, not quite short of it, but we can argue that, yeah, this was a retest of this level right here. And we are currently pulling and testing this cross right here. Guys, in the small time frames, I do feel that you're going to be having a retest onto these levels at 55 to 56k. I don't think it's a far-fetched opinion. I think this is quite likely. Let's just say it can happen today also. It can happen tomorrow as well. But guys, unless and until we are having this bearish cross right here, and we're going to be staying below this direct resistance line right here, guys, most likely Bitcoin will chop around this range. So you are back to a pretty well-defined range right here again, guys. I've been taking a look at that Bitcoin chart which I posted on the Discord channel as well. But guys, until then, yeah, you're completely completely range bound between these levels and these levels right here to the upside on a daily closing basis. If you start trending above the 55 and then and the 21 simple moving average altogether, guys, this bearish cross would kind of get converted back into a bull cross, and then we can talk about some further continuation move to the upside. But guys, it looks to me like until then you're going to be range bound right here. Compare this situation with this situation right here. The price action dynamics are quite similar, guys. They're quite similar. So something like that could happen. First you formulate a base and then you get reaccumulated for a very long time, let's just say about a couple of weeks, and then you have your ultimate expansion move to the upside after the bullish cross takes place, right? So guys, this is what we are looking at. There is going to be absolutely zero FOMO in terms of the Bitcoin price action itself until we are having this bearish cross and we are maintaining the price action below these levels right here, guys. Until then, I do not think you got to be having a lot of FOMO in terms of the BTC price action itself. Although the altcoin pairs will be looking completely, guys, they're going to be looking really nice in the coming weeks. We're going to be taking a look at some key altcoins all throughout this week. So hit that like, go for that bell, guys, because most of the information which is going to come out is going to be really time sensitive and you do want to have that notification on. And guys, let's jump on into some other time frames as well. The 4-hour time frame being the significant out of this guys. Now we had a triple bullish divergence out of this situation right here, right? We had this low and this low, all of them diverging away from each other in terms of the relative strength index. And with this drive right here, we had a fresh TSI cross to the upside, which meant that, yep, you are possibly looking at some small time frame standard reversal to the upside, right? But guys, now check this one out. We are dealing with the 55 simple on the 4-hour time frame. Until, guys, for this day, for today, most likely what could happen is we could get squeezed out into in this particular zone right here, and then we could eventually test these regions, guys, onto the 56,000 levels. And guys, ultimately I do feel in the first go this is going to be a rejection. This is most likely going to come down. But if you tick above the support right here, if you start trending above that support right here and the moving average curls to the upside back again like this, guys, then okay, all right, then this entire region would mean that, yeah, you got reaccumulated in a pretty aggressive fashion and you do want to trend back to the upside again. But guys, for today, for tomorrow, most likely this is what is going to be your situation right here. You're going to be getting squeezed out between these two moving averages, guys, as most of the interest is not in Bitcoin price action itself. It is in Ethereum, guys. It is in Ethereum, right? Alright, just for that matter, we did have the weekly close happening yesterday, and let's check that one out as well. Now, guys, we are pretty close. We are pretty close to the 21 simple weekly moving average right here, guys. We are pretty close to that, right? Now, let me get rid of these these little drawings right here. Alright, guys, now we are pretty close to the weekly 21 moving average right here. We did not retest this one as of now, which means that could you get back to these levels? You certainly could do that. But guys, this is not going to be a death sentence. The structure is completely bullish in the macro, which gives altcoins more and more incentivization to pick up from these levels. As Bitcoin goes sideways onto these levels and dominance, it goes to the downside, whereas Ethereum BTC goes to the upside, which means that crazy price action in altcoins is going to come, guys, against the BTC pair, not against the USD pair, against the BTC pair, right? Weekly time frame is looking fine as of now. I was expecting that, yep, you could have some fall through drive all the way until the 21 simple weekly moving average and wick all the way below some key levels, but ultimately close your candle above this. We could be looking at that price action in the coming weeks. Not now. Looks to me like the small time frames do want to take some preceding out of this entire range right here, and they do want to test these levels first and foremost, guys. Now, let's check out the volume as well in this candle right here, guys. Nothing. We have nothing. All right, now this is FTX. If you jump onto BTC against USDT on Binance, where most of the liquidity is at right now, guys, still no volume. This means that short positions in this current move are taking profits. There is no interest for long positions to well, let's just say there is no new long position interest, which is why don't be afraid of this candle right here. Don't be like, don't get that FOMO drive back into your head, guys. This is just empty piece of price action, to be honest with you. This is just empty. You got nothing in terms of volume. The spot volume is completely nothing with a bearish cross on right here. Most likely in the coming days, Bitcoin will get choppy between these ranges, guys, and then we can talk about some further squeeze move to the upside if we resolve this range, guys. We're going to be range bound like this. We're going to be extremely volatile as well. Let's check out the volatility indicators as well. Volatility is contracting from this top right here. And guys, check this one out. Now this is one of the things which I want to talk about, the price action relation to the volatility indicator itself, guys. Now what generally happens is that, let's just jump into the BLX index for some more history onto this price action, guys. This is the daily time frame, right? Now what generally happens is that you put some major tops with some extremely high volatility, guys. Now check this one out. This was a major top right here in the December 2017. The major top was being put when the when the historical volatility was completely redlined right here, guys. Crazy red line, right? And then you were setting in a top right here. Now similar situation onto the previous top as well, guys. Now all right, you could argue about the fact that this was less volatile right here, but guys, check this one out right here. You did put a macro top. Well, this was a macro accumulation range as well, a 70% accumulation range, and you did put this top with extremely volatile behavior on the daily time frame, guys. Now you could certainly argue about the fact that you can put in these tops with low volatility, but guys, as far as the history goes, you do want to put your tops in extremely high volatile environments where most of the people are not able to judge the tops, guys. You do not get these amount of chances to sell the tops generally, guys. This means that this is not a macro top, to be honest with you. This means that you could get reaccumulated for a very long time, guys. We could be looking at a long form consolidation in this range, and ultimate breakout to the upside would follow up in the coming, let's just say, by July or mid-July or August or something like that. But until then, guys, this does not look to me like this is a macro top under formulation as of now. Now if you do start taking out the 21 weekly moving average to the downside, that would be a red bell, to be honest with you, right? Guys, this was a pretty long analysis on BTC price action itself. Let's jump onto Ethereum, as this one has started trending back again. Now crazy kind of volatile price action right here, guys. Now this is where most of the traders are going to scratch their heads, as this one simply trends with the 21 simple daily moving average, right? So guys, this is why if you want to be trading Ethereum, just let's be honest, guys, this is not going to be your high leverage plays, as this is going to squeeze everyone out. Even if you want to go simply, if you want to set some spot exposure in Ethereum price action, your risk management is going to be driving onto the upside with the 21 simple moving average itself, guys. Now watch, every single time we're coming back down in such a violent kind of price action behavior, we're getting accumulated with the 21 simple daily moving average, and then we are going to the upside again. Now guys, this one looks to me like you are back again in a squeeze, and the squeeze would look something like that. Now if you start trending above this entire resistance line right here, then you could be talking about some further continuation move to the upside. Now that could mean that we could be testing this sort of trend line to the upside. No, okay, all right. Now that would be a far-fetched thing to ask on the price action itself. But guys, these tops are aligning with a $4,000 Ethereum, guys. Now this could mean that you could squeeze around here for a while with the 21 simple moving average right here. But this is crazy bullish. This price action right here on Ethereum is formulating itself in a very bullish posture. This is looking very nice, guys, because the Ethereum BTC is getting strengthful. Ethereum BTC ratio is getting really strengthful with Bitcoin going sideways. This gives, let's just say, this only gives incentivization for Ethereum price action to go to the upside, guys. This is why your altcoins are going to be really dominant in the coming weeks, right? Why did I jump on the 3-hour time frame? It's not even my time frame of analysis. All right, now the 2-hour time frame, well, actually I want to talk about the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour is completely looking fine, guys. Now watch this range right here. This is crazy volatile, man. This is crazy volatile, but look at the conviction onto the buying levels, man. Every single time you're coming back with such heavy amount of volatility, you're showing a lot of buying conviction onto these levels right here, guys, which means that this trend line is very significant. Watch these buys, man. Watch these buys. It's just naked charting. If I just simply go ahead and just remove all the moving averages right here and just go ahead with some naked charting. I do have my alert set as this break this entire trend to the downside, but you could wick as well, but go and close ultimately below that above that trend line. Guys, now even if you wick onto these levels, that would not mean that you're putting this trend under jeopardy. This would simply mean that most likely in the first go you would attempt and bounce to the upside, and then probably you'll decide for yourself, right? But until then, you're going to be holding fine against this trend line. This is a crazy looking trend line. In the small time frames as well, guys. Now the dumps are happening for all the way about 20% on the price action itself, guys, in 2 days time frames, right? But look at the conviction, man. Look at the crazy amount of conviction. You are up 30% on Ethereum itself, coming from this trend line right here. So crazy buying conviction happening onto these levels, right? if let's just see if we can extend this one here. Not really making much sense out of this entire region, but you could argue about the fact that you could extend this one right here, and then we can align these areas of interest as well. Could we extend it all the way further down to these levels? Then we would have one single defined trend line, guys. All right. Now you could argue about the fact that yeah, this is your cleanly defined trend line, and we have not had a retest of this entire trend line, right? So if you basically break below this conviction, let's just call this one conviction trend line. You know what? I'm gonna demarcate this one with the red color, with a shiny red color, guys. Just wasting my time with you guys right here. Right now, this is a conviction trend line right here, guys. This is a thick looking price action support, right? So until you're trending above this, guys, most likely this squeeze will resolve to the upside, and you will have some crazy price action targets to the upside for all the way until these levels, guys. First and foremost, $3,000 Ethereum still in track, still gonna happen. We can simply argue about the fact that this is looking more and more like a reaccumulation, and this is very constructive behavior in terms of the price action itself. Now on the TSI, on the 4-hour time frame, this is just a daily analysis. This is your small time frame analysis right here. You're having a fresh cross on TSI with your RSI just there at 60, guys. For the day today, if we look at some constant closures on the RSI above 60 ticker, guys, on Ethereum against USD, this would mean that most likely today itself you're going to be taking out this high right here, and most likely you'll trend to the upside, right? You'll trend to the upside. That would be crazy piece of price action, guys. That would be crazy, right? Now we can simply go ahead, guys. We can wrap our head around so many different things from the charts themselves, guys. And look, there are just pattern formulations everywhere, right? So the macro, let's just talk about the macro, because the small time frames are really choppy, guys. Well, the 21 simple on the macro is looking completely fine. Could you argue about the fact that this was a retest of the 21 simple moving average? Possibly, yeah. You fell just 1% shy of it right here, guys. It was a neat retest below the $2,000 levels, guys, and we are up significantly from the $2,000 wick that happened on Ethereum, guys, which means that yeah, you're looking at a trend continuation again on Ethereum, guys. Now this could be all right. Now check this one out. This is what you want to look at. This is really what you want to look at, guys. The 3-day RSI is bouncing off of the 60 ticker, guys. Crazy. This is what you really want. If you want this trend to continue to the upside like this, yep, you're looking completely fine. Now the TSI, it really needs some time to formulate itself, but most likely it's going to have a bullish cross to the upside, which could confirm with the price action and the relative strength itself, and the volatility expanding with the price direction to the upside, which means that yeah, you are nowhere close to a blow off top. You are going to be trending like this. It's going to be really choppy, but most likely your trend is going to be on to the upside, right? Now guys, let's check out the Ethereum BTC pair for that matter as well. Now this video is turning out to be quite long, man, quite long. We had a lot of things to talk about on this video, right? Now the 3-day candle, well, it did close 2 days before, where the RSI posted quite bullish and the TSI crossed to the upside onto these levels, right? Now this was your area of interest. This was your area of inflection where you could have simply gone long on Ethereum against BTC, and this is where the dominance as well started shaping to the upside on Ethereum price action itself, whereas the Bitcoin dominance started going down from these levels, right, with the TSI crossing onto the upside on Ethereum BTC, guys, which means that yep, altcoins, again, all the things are pointing out towards the fact that altcoins are going to pick up with Ethereum looking really strong onto these levels. Now guys, here's a formula. If Ethereum looks completely fine in the market, if Ethereum's price action against US dollar or BTC looks completely okay in terms of the trending behavior, you want to go ahead and you can long your altcoins. You can simply long your favorite altcoins. Well, not exactly all the altcoins are going to trend, but you're going to check out some strong, let's just say some strong trending altcoins, which are generally above your, let's just say $1 billion in market cap, right? Most of them are going to trend to the upside with Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is looking completely fine and strong in these levels, which means that further incentivization for most of the crypto assets to move, right? This is a very simple and a very neat formula, guys. This is something that you want to be following up with if you want to trade this bull market with success, right? Now, guys, these levels are quite significant. I do not know why do I have my alert right here. This is quite irrelevant, to be honest with you. But guys, this bullish engulf piece of price action right here could define your risk completely fine. Now, here's how I'm going to be looking at for this particular trade right here, guys. Ethereum could squeeze out and chop out on these levels right here, now this is one of the key trades which a lot of people have been looking at. Now let's just say if you want to be going ahead and you want to be having some long exposure on ETH BTC markets right here. Now this is what this entire structure would resolve itself into. We could be looking at, let me just shift the time frame 2-day time frame, and this is what we are looking at, guys. This is an inverted head and shoulder. Now this line is still thick. It looks to me like I'm gonna go ahead. Wow, pretty thick. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one right here, and you could be aligning perfectly with your 6.3 million Satoshi targets, right? Now, which would mean that if in the small time, if you are aligning your risk to reward ratios with the small time frames, your profit taking is going to happen all the way onto these levels, whereas your risk is going to be somewhere around right here, right? So guys, you could be looking at some potential 5.47 RNR onto this particular trade right here with a pretty neat looking invalidation zone right here. So guys, this is not a financial advice. This is not anything which is coming out of this channel is not going to be financial advice. You know the drill, guys. You know the drill. But it looks to me like if you want to be aggressively managing a trade right here onto these situations, this is going to be a stop loss right here. This is going to be a simple, neat looking stop loss. If you start seeing, if you start looking at some violation of this bullish engulf candle right here, that would mean that Ethereum really wants to chop around this level for a lot of time and then finally proceed to the upside. But until you're holding fine with this bullish engulf structure right here, this could be your potentially neat looking trade. Now guys, Ethereum is a giant. Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency in the market, which is why this move, if it really has to happen, it is going to take a lot of it's going to take its own time. Let's just say that it's going to take its own time. You need giants to move mountains. Now Ethereum's price action is certainly a mountain. That, guys, now look at these crazy mountains, right? Crazy volatile mountains, guys. This is why you want giants in the markets to move this one. And Bitcoin, guys, let's just say the I'm forgetting what I really wanted to say right here. Let's just say the stage is all set for Ethereum against BTC to trend from these levels as dominance is shifting and shaping itself to the downside. And this is how you can actually manage your trade. This is a neat looking trade, to be honest with you guys. And look, if it goes down south, it's your responsibility. If it goes to the upside, it's your responsibility again, right? Now this is just a pattern analysis. This is just a sentiment analysis, guys. This is where your bullish sentiment continuation could happen out of this structure right here, because this candle on the 4-hour time frame is quite significant, guys. Let's just jump out to the 2-hour time frame, the smaller time frame, and check this one out as well. You're getting fine. You're looking fine on these levels. You're completely fine. Now this could be yet another squeeze. Could it be? Could be, guys. This could be a squeeze. But as soon as you leave these range to the upside, this would mean that immediate continuation onto this bullish engulf drive right here, and then you will be proceeding on to the targets all the way towards 6.3 million satoshis, guys. Now this would yield you a return of 34% move to the upside, whereas if it goes down south, this trade right here, this would give you a loss of 6%. So if you want to go ahead with this trade, manage your capital perfectly. Just put in some money that you are willing to lose. Now guys, there are a lot of futures on Ethereum BTC as well, which gives you leverage access all the way towards 50x, guys. Now is it a 50x leverage trade? Fuck no. This is just a, let's just say, 1 to 2x leverage trade, guys, because it looks to me like you are even getting liquidated in a 3x leverage play in these markets, right? So if you want to be leveraging out for this particular trade on Ethereum BTC, your stage is set up for the move to the upside. If you lose on this level right here, you would be trending with the 2 hour and simple on the 2 hour time frame and some other time frames as well. Then you can talk about further resolution of this entire range, right? All right, guys. Now let's just check out some BNB price action, as this one is also taking a huge chunk of BTC dominance towards itself, guys. Crazy. BNB is simply just eating away so much of Ethereum's DeFi as well, guys. Uniswap and SushiSwap, they do have to do something about their ecosystem. They have to do something about their platform, because guys, Solana ecosystem is also taken up, BSC ecosystem is taken up. Liquidity is going to flow into these DeFi spaces if Ethereum is not able to really catch up, guys. Looks to me like Ethereum developers took everything for granted, and I don't know, look, who am I sitting here and commenting about all the hard work which the Ethereum Foundation is doing? I'm nobody to say all of that, but it looks to me like if you are not constantly performing in this competitive crypto space itself, you're going to be left out. Be it freaking Ethereum itself, you're going to be left out, guys. Most of the liquidity is jumping into BSC DeFi as of now, and the trend will shift into Solana DeFi, guys. Solana DeFi is so freaking cheap. Holy crap, I was wrapping my head around the fact that BSC DeFi is cheap. Holy cow, you start using Solana DeFi, it's, let's just say, Holy crap, this is 60 to 70% cheaper than the BSC ecosystem itself. Something which is anyway cheaper than Ethereum. Crazy. So DeFi is being accessed by lot and lot of people, guys. DeFi adoption is at its, let's just say it's just, this is a spark which is going to burn the entire forest, man. This is crazy spark which is going to burn the entire forest. We're just getting started in the DeFi space itself, guys. Competitors have started coming in, which means that it's just started in the macro. DeFi is just started in the macro, right? Now, guys, check this price action on the BNB USD pair itself, guys. We are completely fine in the daily time frame. This is why, if you're getting chopped out, if you're getting beaten up in the small time frames, never forget to take a look at the macro. Never forget to just simply jump onto daily time frame and see that as well. Check that out for yourself as to what your trading behavior is in the higher time frames, guys. The small time frames must be pretty choppy in this price action as well, guys. Check this out. 4-hour time frame being crazy volatile. All right, now you did break this grind line to the upside and you did meet your target, guys. Crazy piece of trade right here. This could have been a neat looking trade for all the way about 20% move to the upside. Crazy good looking trade right here. What are you doing in the small time frames right here? You are formulating a squeeze back again, guys. Now BNB likes to formulate a squeeze itself, as it's, let's just say BNB does everything which Ethereum does, right? Now the thing with this pattern right here is that this is quite similar to how the Ethereum against USD price action is trending onto these levels, right? But you could be formulating a squeeze like this with Ethereum, guys. Now this price action really depends on Ethereum's price action. If Ethereum constantly trends to the upside and really goes to the $4,000 levels, BNB is most likely going to rip to the upside for all the way at $1,000 price point. And guys, you know my opinion, most likely BNB is going to compete head on head against Ethereum. If you simply talk about the fundamentals and if you talk about the use cases and how the real adoption in the DeFi space is taking place, BNB is certainly going to compete against Ethereum, guys. Now, the only reason why Ethereum is able to sustain onto these levels with such conviction is because Ethereum has been the oldest player in the space, guys. Now, all the DeFi and the NFT space shaping itself up in Ethereum blockchain itself is because of the trust, is because of the brand name, guys, the brand value. Ethereum, nothing can go wrong with Ethereum. Whereas BNB, well, to be honest with you, nothing can go wrong with BNB as well. But this is significantly new in the space, guys. Now, BNB really took a good shape and form back in the good old days, all the way around, I guess, 2017 July or something like that. This is when Binance was just a new project, guys. And check it out, Binance is crazy in terms of adoption, guys. Talk about technological adoption, it happens like a forest fire, man. Just 3.5 years down the line, look at the BNB price. We are at $540, guys. This was at 5 cents, man. Holy cow, guys. This is matters. I mean, all right, let's just say I just simply underestimated the amount of gravity in which these assets can move to the upside, man. This is crazy. Me personally, being sitting here in the space for 5+ years, I still underestimated the upside, guys. I still underestimate. Look, I'm here to survive in these markets, even the bear markets, in the llama markets, in the bull markets as well. This is why most likely I would have a capital conservationist behavior. Most likely a lot of blind bulls, a lot of people who are just new in the space, simply blooding out money into these assets, are going to make way more money than me personally I'm doing as a professional trader right here, guys. Does that mean I don't have much knowledge or information or education, or does that mean I'm incompetent? No, that means that any blind bull which is here in the market is just empty up their heads, guys, and these markets will go to shit somewhere down the line, guys. Not right now, but these markets will start trending to the downside, and that is when let's just say 90% of the market will be blindly bullish into these assets, and that is when everything will start tumbling down. And guys, trust me when I say that when these crypto assets, they start tumbling to the downside, with Bitcoin putting in some macro top, holy cow, that down move never stops, man. You buy an asset which is down 90% and it goes yet another 90% down. Holy crap. You talk about freaking bear market, talk about cryptocurrencies, right? This is why if you really want to stay in this crypto space as a trader, you have to build yourself up. You have to understand understand a lot of things. Copy trading, or most likely looking at what others are doing and simply going ahead and doing exactly that, is not going to work out. Because guess what, most of them are going to have their areas of interest, are going to have their exit points. Most of them are going to have a plan, guys, whereas your blind bulls are never going to have a plan. They are just in the market for those up runs, and most likely they're going to give that entire gain back into the market. This is not what you want. The only thing which makes you a profitable person is the fact that how much money are you taking back home. Look, your unrealized PNL is not going to matter. It is not going to matter. Your unrealized PNL can simply go to negative as well. Even if you are, let's just say, guys, look, I had a friend back in the good old days. He had an unrealized PNL of 25 BTC back in the days, with one single trade, guys, with one single trade, right? And well, let's just say, let's be really blank and blunt with this fact. I'm being very blank and blunt. He just got very cocky with the position right there, and guess what happened, guys? That 25 BTC unrealized PNL, it went to shit right in front of my eyes, right in front of his eyes, and that was like one of the, let's just say, one of the huge bell ringing moments up his head. And it was a pretty big realization factor for me as well as a trader, guys. At the end of the day, it just depends on the fact that how much money you are actually taking back to home, guys. How much money you are actually, like, let's just say, how much useful money. Unrealized PNL, which is not realized, which is not in your wallet, which is not in your bank accounts as well, in your holding stash as well. Unrealized PNL is not going to matter, guys. This is why you want to build yourself as a trader yourself, guys. If you want to be sticking to these markets, god damn it, there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut to it. Look, guys, anybody sitting on to 400k subscribers or 500k subscribers or even a million subscribers is not going to talk about these things, because these people, they just want more and more herd following up onto their channel. And guys, look, they would generally not talk about the bearish stuff. They would generally not talk about the reality. But guys, look, they are the people who are sitting with the most amount of profit. It's not you, it's them who are sitting with most amount of profit, right? So this is why you want to build yourself as a trader, and you want to figure out why certain things are happening in the market, and you want to conclude with your own factors, guys. This is why learning never stops. In the bull market, in the bear market, learning never stops. Now this video is going to be, guys, this is a mad long video right here. Let's just stick to the price action itself, guys. The 3-day time frame will be completely fine. I want to talk about the small time frames. As look at this trend line right here. Now this is looking quite similar to the Ethereum trend line, guys. No matter how much significantly bearish price action you're having in the small time frames, you're getting picked up again with conviction, and you're looking to test some higher levels of interest to break out further, guys. Now, could we be looking at a squeeze which was something like this right here? You can talk about the fact, guys, I was comparing this fractal with this entire fractal right here again. But now what happened is that this entire range took a while to resolve itself to the upside, whereas your risk management always stood onto these levels. And guess what, guys, you never violated these levels of liquidity, guys. You never violated the $200. You did come down back all the way towards the $230 levels from your $315 levels, but you never violated these levels, right, guys? So this is why, if you're setting this low right here, you do not want to violate, basically you do not want to violate the $420 levels. If you do that on a daily closing, on a 4-hour, let's say on a 12-hour closing basis, if you do that, then that would put this entire trend into jeopardy, and most likely you will resolve the squeeze to the downside and test these levels first, right? Until then, this is your key risk management area in terms of the BNB USD price action itself, guys. You want to be managing a risk below the $420 levels. Now watch BNB holding on to the $420 levels, guys. This is 20% up move, my bad, this is a 25% down move from these levels. So is your risk management, guys. So is your risk management, because this is quite volatile right here. This is why, just if you want to be looking at this trade, if you want to be trading this one right here, guys, would you be willing to lose 20% of it? if it goes down south. If you're okay with that, then your risk management and your capital allocation for this trade is going to be well defined. This is why you're going to be okay with that down move. Whereas if you are completely haywired with your capital management, if you're not paying attention to your capital itself, most likely this down move onto this long position from these levels is going to give you headaches, right? Whereas if you know what you're doing, you're going to be completely fine. You're going to be completely fine, right? Now, would you want to be taking leverage plays in this situation right here, guys? Now check this out. Even if you're long on 2x leverage, you upon the invalidation of this trade, you would be ending up losing 40% of your initial investment, right? Now if you go on 3x, you will lose 60%. If you go on 4x, you lose 80%. If you go on 5x leverage long on these levels, your invalidation would be your liquidation price. That kind of trading is called kamikaze trading, guys. That kind of trading never works. If you are looking at your liquidation levels to be some kind of stop losses, guys, most likely you're getting wrecked every single day. Most likely you will get wrecked in the coming days. If you're looking at your liquidation as some kind of stop loss, doesn't work that way. That is just reckless behavior. According to my experience, now a lot of people, they do want to isolate their margin and they are okay with their positions getting liquidated because their risk is defined to the specific levels and specific key risk management areas. This is how they can do it. But if you are just blindly betting onto this price action right here, you're not managing a risk and you're not looking at your potential downside, guys, most likely you'll get wrecked again and again. Now, just to conclude this video, I'm going to be taking a look at BNB against BTC itself and BNB against Ethereum as well, guys. We have a lot of things. Well, we did have a lot of things in this video, right? Now, ever since this continuation drive to the upside, you are significantly up, guys. Well, to be honest with you, no, this is a trending behavior. This is still trending to the upside. Now, as far as the trend stays to the upside with the 12-hour time frame itself, guys, the bias cannot be bearish. Although you are looking at some declining tops onto these levels right here against the BTC price action itself. So if this situation stays to be like this, let's just say in the coming week itself, this would constantly mean that you want to be distributing off of top right here, right? And this could mean that you could be formulating some huge divergence between this point and this point right here, and your ultimate resolution would come down onto these levels. And guys, this reminds me that this is how you draw your fucking diamond. If you are looking at some diamond reversal onto these levels, although this is quite unlikely, guys, this is quite unlikely. We're sitting here, but we are still consolidating. It looks to me like we are losing a little bit of momentum in the 12-hour time frame on the BNB BTC pair itself, but it looks fine as of now. As you're trending above the 21 simple right here, the momentum oscillators, well, they do want to tick below the 60 marker right here, which would mean that the trend could reverse in the small time frames, and you could look at the signature like this right here, guys. You can see how your trending behavior starts below the 60, guys. Basically extreme chop, extreme freaking chop. You do not want to trade this one. You want to wait for this trend to change on the latest strength index itself, and then you want to take up some positions onto these levels, guys. Had you been long onto these levels right here with the RSI ticking above 60, you would have saved yourself a lot of slack onto this chop right here, right? And when you started trending off 60 right here, that was your ultimate move to the upside, guys. Now on the 12-hour time frame, if you start losing the 60 on the RSI, you will get into extreme chop. Most likely you retest with the 55 simple moving average and you formulate a base somewhere around these levels, and then you can talk about some follow through to the upside. Let's just check out the 3-day time frame just because I'm curious right here. Do we have any bearish divergence under formulation? We do. A tiny bit of bearish divergence right here between these points. Not a death sentence, but it could mean that you are going to be setting up, you are formulating a potential macro top, guys. Macro top. Now, macro top means that, does the macro top means that Binance BNB is going to go to 0? No, guys, no. That means that most likely you do not have much potential upside onto these levels, right? You do not have much potential upside, guys. As check this one out, BNB against Bitcoin onto these lows is up about 800%, man. 800%. This is a crazy up move, right? Now, if you simply wanted to get on some context, guys, now the previous bull run out of this level right here, now this was yet another low which no one could have pinpointed, to be honest with you. Now similar thing happened right here, guys. No one could have pinpointed these lows right here, but when the trend starts going to the upside, you just want to jump into the train. You want to miss out on the initial, let's say, the 50-60% move and let the price action confirm itself, and then you want to jump into the train for a potential risk-free reward, guys. Well, nothing is going to be risk-free. You want to be taking on some risk, guys. without risk there's going to be no reward. In my language you call it जोखिम. आप जोखिम उठा रहे हैं मार्केट में तो ही आपको कैपिटल गेन्स मिलेगा. अगर आप जोखिम नहीं उठा रहे हैं तो फिर आपको कोई रिटर्न नहीं मिलेगा, राइट गाइज. लेट मी नो इफ यू आर if you are from India, let me know if you want some Hindi content as well, guys, because I've been thinking about the fact that let's just try to get on with some Indian engagement as well. That could be really interesting, right? That could be really interesting in terms of the crypto market itself. Alright guys, now here's the thing, if we want to be comparing onto this level right here, we're going to be simply taking on some Fibonacci levels of interest on this high and this low right here, as this was pretty much the reversal point right here, and you did test the 2.600 extension to the T, reversing right onto these levels right here, right? Well, if we want to be extending out this entire price action, and if the history really wants to repeat itself, we want to be taking out these highs and these lows right here. We are at the 2618. Holy cow. Is this the BNB market top? Potentially, guys, potentially. Now the magnitude of this bull move, this bullish wave, guys, this one was happening during a bear market, right? This up move happened during a bear market. Now this is what is different right here. We're dealing with a bull market, man. We're dealing with the crazy bull market right here. Crazy bull market. This is why you can't really compare the situation on these levels onto this fractal right here. But guys, as far as the fractal analysis goes, look, you had a head and shoulder, you had a breakdown, and then you had a bear trap, and then you went to the upside, guys. This is what happens on BNB, right? Now, this is what happened right here. You had a head and shoulder, and you break down, and then you had a bear trap, and then look, so far so good. So far, this up leg is exactly like this one right here. Both of them are looking completely similar, but we are here, guys. So this means that until you are resolving your 2.618 extension in a bullish manner, if you're look guys, you want to close your 3-day candles above these levels right here. If you start trending on a 3-day closure above these levels, then BNB could moon to the upside, man. There would be no stop until 3.141 and 4.236, man, standing at 0.016. That would be crazy piece of price action again. That would align, guys. Now if we break past these levels, I do not see anything stopping BNB onto the $1,000 and your $1,200 levels at first, and then your $2,000 levels, right? But guys, in the small time frames, it looks to me like you're dealing with some crazy resistance right here. This is why if you flip this one to the upside, holy cow, most likely BNB is going to give you better returns than Ethereum itself. Well guys, I'm going to be winding up this video right here, and I will catch you guys with some interesting content pretty soon on the next one, right? Bye for now.